One of the nation's biggest parties is tonight officially underway. Service Paradise right now swarming with around 18,000 Year 12 graduates as Schoolies kicks into gear.
Schoolies in Bali.
Schoolies Festival.
Schoolies around the country.
Schoolies, Australia's biggest teenage party. The media portrays it as a cesspit of drugs, underage drinking, and worst of all, teenage pregnancies.
What the fuck, Yogi?
Oh fuck! But is it all that? Today I'll be going over a couple of my own stories about Schoolies from when I went a few years back, so you can decide for yourself. I won't lie, the boys and myself, we were all very excited on the drive down to Airlie Beach where we were going for Schoolies. All that excitement faded as soon as we reached our destination. There we are, standing in the reception area of the facilities we're staying at, and we're greeted by Sharon from Kath and Kim and her husband Toad from Neighbours. And they couldn't have cared less about us staying in their facilities, because straight off the bat they were just like fucking beagles sniffing through our luggage looking for alcohol. Then Toad turns to us and just goes, "Boys, I'm just saying, if we find any alcohol later, we can kick you out. Make sure you don't have any on you." Alright Toady, this is Australia. We're 17-year-old boys. There's never a time when we don't have alcohol on us. So we managed to lie our way in, while our other mate was standing outside with our Woolies bag filled with like $400 worth of alcohol. So they let us out into the courtyard of the place we were staying at, and immediately we knew we'd made a mistake. It was like we'd been banished to the wall, like in Game of Thrones. But instead of having like a small army defending the wall, it was just one Maori security guard, which honestly is probably just as good. We immediately just started scurrying around trying to find places that we could use to smuggle our alcohol in, and we eventually found a corridor that led down the back of every room in the facility. And we could open our back door to our room from there and get the alcohol in. We just had to go through a laundry door that appeared to always be left unlocked. Like, it was super sketchy, but in all honesty, we had no other choice. I began having a conversation with the Maori security guard to distract him, and it went a little something like this.
Hey, bro. Oh, hey, bro. What are you doing, bro? Dude, I'm beached is. Oh, shit.
And while I'm doing this, the boys have successfully passed the Woolies bag through a series of gated fences until we got to the laundry door that we need to open to get into the back corridor. Like, we were literally one hurdle away from the finish, and we hit a problem. The laundry door was locked. We'd spent 45 minutes to an hour scoping the whole place out only for this to happen. So my mate, he's left with no other choice. Like, we can't pass the bag back out, so he just drops it at the door, tries to hide it, and then leaves the area. And we come back a while later when the security guard's gone on break, and fucking Toad got us. He'd taken all our alcohol and just left an empty Woolies bag at the door. So we decided to check out where a bunch of our friends were staying, and if where we were staying was the equivalent of the war from Game of Thrones, where they were staying was like an Ewok village from Return of the Jedi. Like, they were all just sitting out on their balconies, drinking away. Like, it was the polar opposite to where we were staying. The owner of their unit was just some stoner who honestly just could not care less about what happened to it. They also lived right next to a Night Owl, which is like a 24-hour store for you that don't know. But that's pretty important for the next story, which we're going to head into now. So one way or another, we started scrounging up money so we could go out and get some 18-year-old to buy us more alcohol. And this Night Owl was very crucial because they sold like large slushies for $1. And $1 slushies make the best mixes. We're going to call where we were staying the wall. And another crucial thing about the wall was if you went in the back gate, the Maori security guard would sniff your drinks to make sure there was no drugs or alcohol in there. Like, you'd walk in with a Night Owl cub and he'd go, "Hold up boys, hand that to me for a second." Alright, you're clear to go through. Like, his nose literally had the power of one of those Henry vacuums that have the smiley faces on them. Even if we did somehow manage to, I don't know, like a tape a bag of cocaine to the side of the cup or something, he would have sniffed it all up out of the bag. But it was fine because we'd go drink over at the Ewok village. Anyway, so this Night Owl is just treating us extremely well. Like, we'd get cheap food from there. The slushies were making great mixes. Until maybe it was like day 3 of Schoolies. We walk in, and there's this tiny sign over the slushy machine, and we just didn't bother to read it because the font was like size 3. So my mate and I pulled down the handle to release the slushy from the tap, and it wasn't a slushy at all. It was just pure liquid, and it was flying out of the tap at an exorbitant rate. And before we even had time to react, the vinyl below us is just covered in blue and red liquid. And understandably, the lady behind the counter wasn't very happy with us. But keep in mind, Airlie Beach is a tourist destination, and then she decides to say this to us.
What the fuck are you doing? Do you not know how to read English or something? Are you Mexican? Get out of here, you dirty Puerto Ricans.
Okay, lady. 1, Puerto Rico and Mexico are 2 completely different countries. 2, how about you print out a bigger sign with more than size 3 font, because fucking Stuart Little couldn't even read that. 3, if you're the type of dingbat to call a bunch of kids dirty Puerto Ricans, maybe living in a destination where people go to dive on our biggest natural tourist destination, the Great Barrier Reef, maybe living there isn't the best place for you. So naturally, we never returned to that night out over the fear of being called a dirty Latina, which apparently is the best insult that lady could come up with.
I'm trying to do it right.
So on one of the nights, the organisers of Schoolies hold this kind of like a tropical theme party. There's like DJs and stuff. The only catch is everyone has to go in tropical dress. And the boys and I, we didn't know about this when we were packing, so we had nothing tropical to go in. So we went out on a walk in the streets, trying to find a place that sold tropical shirts, and we stumbled upon our saviour, the one and only JJ's. So my mate and I, we walk in, and immediately I spot it. A shirt that's just covered in watermelons. I walk over to the service desk to pay for it, and I'm looking down at the price tag, and I'm like, man, on second thought, this is really expensive. Maybe I don't want to buy this. And then I look up, and like, it's something about like JJ's or Salt 66 or City Beach or those places. Like all those clothing stores where you pick up a questionable piece of clothing and you're like, fuck, maybe I don't need this. And you look up and you're being served by just some hot like blonde or brunette chick, and you're like, well, fuck, I can't back down now. Like whoever the CEO of JJ's clearly knows their target audience. Anyway, so I'm up there about to buy the shirt, and she points me in the direction of matching shorts to the shirt, and she goes, those are, like, they actually match this shirt if you want to buy them. And I'm standing there for a good 5 seconds, and I'm thinking, fuck, she's hot, I'm obligated to buy them. Fuck me, I'm an idiot. So I walk out of the store with a matching shirt and shorts that I'm literally going to wear once. That cost me $70. It's fine, I'll just keep telling myself that I saved that chick's job because I let her upsell me a pair of shorts. So all the boys rock up to this tropical party, and even just going into the entrance, all these people are walking by, looking at me, giving me strange looks. Some people are going, mate, can we see the drone you just won? And I've got no clue what's going on, but I just keep telling everyone, yeah, just come past this place later and I'll show it to you. And we get to the burger stand where they're giving away free burgers, and the lady serving me goes, oh, you're the kid who was up on stage in the watermelon costume who won the drone because he had a 0.0 blood alcohol level. And I agree with her. I'm like, oh yeah, that was me. But first of all, there is 0% chance I had a 0.0 blood alcohol level. Second, now everyone thinks I'm a fucking loser because they think I'm not drinking. So clearly, someone has the exact same outfit as me and they're sober, and people are getting this mixed up. And I'm looking around trying to find this bloke. Surely enough, I find him. I play football with him. So the boys and I, we leave the party just to go back to the Ewok village. Because, like, the only thing going on in the mosh pit is everyone's going,
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is.
like it was just that fucking boring. But things quickly ramped up on the way to the Ewok village because we met our first drug dealer of Schoolies. We walked past some like 25-year-old woman, and in this real raspy voice, she just says, "Do you boys want to buy some drugs?" Honestly, I was that out of it that I kept on walking to the Ewok village. But one of the boys stayed behind and bought something. I'm not endorsing drugs in any way, I'm just telling the story how it is. So we keep partying on at the Ewok village. village. Like, fucking the Death Star's just been blown up for the second time. Everyone's getting rowdy. It's time to go home. It's like 3 or so in the morning, and we head back to the wall. My mate hadn't taken the pill that he bought, so for the night he decided to hide it under the Bible in his bedside table. We wake up pretty late the next day because we were just that tired. But the only reason we woke up in the first place is because we just heard.
What is up, Driver That Nation? On your own stuff!
Fucking hell, about 50 things just fell off my desk, but I slide the curtains open and peek out, and there's this tiny, petite Asian lady who's obviously the cleaner for the facility. And I slide the door open for her, and she goes, "You've got to go for a bit. I've got to clean your room." And we look like absolute shit, but I'm like, "Alright boys, we gotta head, let's go get some Maccas or something." So we head on down to Maccas. We're there for like half an hour or so talking to some people we met at the Ewok village the night before. Head on back to the room, and my mate goes, "I think it's time to take the pill." And we're all like, "Jim, you're a man, you can't get pregnant." And he's like, nah, like the pill that I hid under my Bible. So he like sprints over to the bedside table like a fucking gremlin, opens the drawer, lifts up the Bible, and the pill's gone. And we're all just standing there absolutely shocked. Like we had no clue what to do. Like our jaws were hitting the floor just looking around. We're like, "Oh, we are absolutely rooted." Like for whatever reason, the cleaner obviously decided to like feather dust the Bible or something because she's taken the pill. So we all sit down to try and formulate a plan on how we're going to talk our way out of this. We turn on the TV, 7 mates on, it's porn stars. Like, oh shit, yeah, this is the best inspiration possible. Let me just say that Rick fella is the biggest lowballer I've ever seen in my life. Like Margot Robbie could walk in and go, "Hey Rick, I'm here to sell my virginity," and he'll go, "Yeah, the best I can do is 20. But thank God no one ever came to search our room because we were all just, at that point, we'd gotten drunk or we were just too fucking sick to come up with a plan. But hey, that's half a week of Schoolies. If I can think of any stories that can make the second half funny enough, then I'll be sure to do it. But if you got this far, if you could leave a like and subscribe, if you really want to turn the notifications on, that would be absolutely sick. But thank you for watching BanterBoulevard. My name's Brayden, and I really hope I see you all next time.
So dark you cannot see who I'm riding with. Diamond glisten all up in my watch, can tell what time it is. Diamond clusters all up in my watch, they got you blind as shit. I tied a beat up, then I fucking yeah, I'm on some violent shit. Woo! Don't wanna tell